Hi, I'm Max, and this is my biology project video presentation. And today I'll be walking you through and explaining my this very easy at-home biology experiment that where you'll be changing the flower petal color just using dye and water through the osmosis process, which we'll be talking about later. So right now I'll be showing you all the supplies you need for this project. First, you're going to need your assorted food dye colors with your toothpick to stir the dye once you put it in the water. A small paper cup, which is the one I use, the small cupcake cups. Really, any cup will do, but smaller cups are usually better for this type of project. And then you're gonna want some carnations. I got some yellow, off-white. Really any type of carnation will do, really. Mainly the white or yellow, so it'll really show off the color once you mix them. And now that I've showed you supplies you'll need, I'll walk you through how to do this. So first you'll get your cup we were talking about, your little cupcake cup. And then you're going to want to get your water and your food dye and toothpick to stir the water. And then you'll get, I use red for this, but you will get something like a fruit punch Kool-Aid type. You want nice and clear, no ink blotchy water, because if you don't mix the dye good enough, I don't think it'll filter through the flour good through the osmosis process. So to begin this experiment, you want to get a nice carnation. I got a fully bloomed one. Those are the best to show color. I will be showing you a not fully bloomed one and what happens when you put these in color, but we'll get to that. And you want to submerge the stem where you cut completely into the dyed water and let it sit to 2 to 3 days. I let mine sit 2.5 days, and they started to show really good changes. So now that I've showed you how to do this experiment, I'm going to explain the scientific stuff behind it, which is really easy. We already learned about it, so it's pretty interesting. And the reason this experiment works really is the osmosis process. And something we've already learned, the osmosis process is where it moves water from the roots to the leaves of the plant, which you can see right here in this little diagram. You see it moving the H2O from the roots to the leaves. So yeah, and then another little fun fact about osmosis, it protects leaves or flower petals against losing water through evaporation. So, the osmosis process is really important to like how plants survive and, thrive. And the way that it carries water up through the roots through this process is a capillary action. And that is where it carries water through the xylem and the phloem tubes, which are really similar to like veins, like our veins. And, it's really interesting to see how similar we are to other living things, that aren't animals, that some people don't even consider alive. But now that we've covered the scientific process, I'm going to show you what happens to a carnation that has been sitting in dyed water for a while. I did 3 different carnations for 3 different colors. I'll be starting with green. Or no, blue. I'll be starting with blue. And this is really interesting because you really don't see much color change except for down in the middle. And on the outside petals, you really start to see more color change right there. And then you'll start to see it at the bottom petal parts. You really start to see it. So it's really interesting to see where most of the water is carried to through a plant. You can also really see it deep down in there. You can see the blue start to change the bottom part or inner part of the flower. And now I'm going to be showing you the red carnation. And this one was really interesting because of how easy we can see red is just how much prominent it became in this flower. It looks like it's just another part of the flower, but really this was all done by me. So it's really interesting to see how the red changed the flower. You can't really see much red on the outer petals. I wonder if different colors affect the flower differently. You can see small little red parts, which is really interesting. And then finally, I'll be showing you the green plant. This was really interesting because, there's already green inside the flower. Adding more green actually made it more prominent. So you can really see it, start to see it in the plant. It seems like this green affected the flower more than any other color. You can really start to see it down in the middle. And not really on any outer petals though, only on the bottom and the other parts, which was kind of interesting, I thought. And now I'm going to show you the not fully bloomed flower and how it was affected. And I used the red on this because I really wanted to see what was going to happen. And it seemed to start to do what every other carnation started to do, started to change those outer little petals, the green ones. I thought that was interesting. It also started to change the bottom a little bit, if you can see the red start to pop up. I'm going to open the flower a little bit. It didn't seem to change any petals on the inside, but we'll see right now. I don't believe so. I want to ruin the nice flower, but for science, I believe you can see a little right there. Not sure if the camera will pick that up. But yeah, this is a really easy at-home science experiment. And a lot of people get these osmosis and photosynthesis mixed up, really. So I'm going to clear that up right now. Photosynthesis is when the plant uses the food or uses the water for food. Osmosis is when the plant brings it from the roots to the leaves. So, a lot of people get that mixed up. And even I thought that. I got that mixed up. I thought they were the same thing. So, yeah, that was really interesting and really fun. So, yeah, thank you for watching.